swimming ramp, I built that in 1974. I was the first one that ever had a place to swim horses.
He had taken one of our horses out into one of our lakes to swim it.
I thought to myself, oh, I hope he doesn't do that.
He rode the horse in over here.
He was out, it was in the evening, we'd had supper. And I know exactly what we had for supper.
What?
And so little fart, he thought he'd swim up there in that big lake of y'all's. He got out there and that didn't work.
He was swimming and the horse around him and Brian was treading water.
Next thing you know, and I thought he was kind of joking, was he had let loose of the horse and he was starting to go under the water.
You can't swim a horse holding on to her halter and take him out there on a lead rope. If you're gonna swim a horse, start him off in the lake and turn him loose and reach and grab his tail and he'll pull you across the lake. You get out the other side, turn his tail loose and grab him. And you can't do it. You just get tangled up in all the stuff, and their feet is traveling about 35 miles an hour. Those front feet, they're only about the horse's front hub's only about as big as a pound coffee can on top. And our old hands spread out. We can paddle that water, but a horse is all one piece, trying to stay up, paddling water. And you can't get close to him because you're going to get hurt. And that's what happened to him. The horse got him under, and that was it.
And the turmoil that the horse created by swimming around him pulled him under. The current pulled him under. And Beth went in after him but couldn't get him out.
I got to him, and I grabbed hold of him, and I had him. And I was starting to swim him back, and he started pulling me under. And I was like, Mother, what should I do? What should I do? And she said, gotta let him go. That probably had to be the hardest decision she ever made in her life. But, she said that if I'd have gone too, she'd have come right into the water too, and she doesn't know how to swim. There would have been 3 of us instead of just 1.
I tried to start the trolling motor on the boat. We had a trolling boat with a trolling motor, and I tried to start it and couldn't. And Beth went in and she said, Mother, I can't get him out. And I said, well, come on out.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have lost 2 that night.
And she stayed there while you went for help?
Yes.
Okay.
Which was, I guess, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have asked her to stay there. I don't know why. I thought, well, maybe he'd come up or something. I don't know.
I remember I sat up there on the bank and I just screamed and I cried and I cried. And there was nobody around to hear. And it was too late then to do anything anyway.
I was over in North Carolina at the time.
My father-in-law pulled up and he said, you got to get in the van. We got to go down to your mom and dad's. And it's like I knew right away that that's what had happened.
Then I remember having to call everybody and tell them, and how sad that was.
Quickest trip I ever made from Louisville back home.
We were in the Red Sea actually right before we got to the Suez when I got the message, and they thought maybe I was on the helicopter that crashed, so they knew that would.
It just basically took my life away from me on the thing. I just couldn't hardly move, didn't want to do anything, and I had a heck of a time getting to the airport because I was so distressed. But anyway, it took me about 2 years to get somewhat over the loss, and
How'd you do it? What finally brought you out, or what kind of...
Well, I realized I had a wife and children here on this earth that needed to be looked after, and I had to get myself straightened away.
Bob and Fern had their own gravestone carved from the same rock as Brian's. They sold all the horses and made plans to sell the farm the following spring.